Hey guys, welcome back to landdhome. In today's video, we are going to be testing some Dollar Tree vinyl. Now I know, I am super late to the game, but to be honest, I have been really skeptical of Dollar Tree vinyl. I've seen it, but haven't bought it. But now that Dollar Tree has officially raised their prices to $1.25 for everything, I thought now was the time to see if this Dollar Tree vinyl was actually worth it. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. I chose 3 different kinds of vinyl. I got white, I got a silvery glitter, and I also got a black. I'm also going to be using some other dollar items like this ceramic tray from the Target dollar spot that was only $1. One of these wooden wall shelves that I got from Dollar Tree. I used the other one in a previous project. And then this leftover Christmas sign. I'm going to be starting with this piece of the wall hanging shelf, and as you could see, it had seen better days, so I had to pull some of the pieces off, and then I wanted to hit it with an 80 grit sandpaper because some of those edges were really rough. So I just sanded all of the edges and the front and back of this piece, so I had a nice, smooth finish to apply my paint. I'm going to be using 2 different paints for this project. The first is this wall color sample that is actually the color of our living room accent wall, and I'm also going to be using chalkboard paint. I'm going to be using some Scotch tape to make a nice clean line. I didn't have any painter's tape and I didn't realize it until now, but spoiler alert, the Scotch tape works really well to get that nice crisp line. I'm going to be doing a 2-tone effect to this piece of wood, and I'm going to be doing 2 coats of this wall color. I'm using my heat gun in between off camera to dry the coats because I can't be bothered to wait for the paint to dry. But do be careful because this is a satin finish, and if you get too close with your heat gun, you do get some bubbles. So I did have to sand it with, I believe it was a 220 grit sandpaper off camera just to smooth out any of those bubbles I got from my heat gun because I have no patience. And that tape trick worked perfectly fine. As you can see, I have a nice crisp line. I'm now just using some more Scotch tape to match that line that I've already created so I can still have a nice crisp line where my green color will meet that chalkboard paint. I'm going to be using a foam brush because I felt like it was easier with the chalkboard paint, and I did paint the back completely to make it look finished, but also if I ever wanted to write on this, it can be kind of a 2-in-1 project. So I thought that would be really cool. I'm doing 2 coats of this chalkboard paint as well, again, drying off camera with my heat gun because I just have no patience, guys. I don't know what it is. Now it is time to break open our white vinyl from the Crafter Square section at Dollar Tree. One of the first things I noticed where there are no grid lines on the back, so I kind of feared that cutting was going to be really difficult trying to get a straight line. But I jumped into my CRICUT design space and I just wrote 2 words on here, clean and dirty. You're going to see my inspiration pop up here soon, and this is kind of what I was going for a sign for my kitchen. I did have some trouble not having those grid lines. I actually had to mark and then cut, and I did not get a straight line at all. Also, with this Dollar Tree vinyl, I experienced a lot of bubbling. So I had to actually take a Dollar Tree scraper and very gently push that bubbling all up to the top to make it lie flat. And this was kind of a pain, if I'm being honest. It took me quite a bit, but I did get it flattened out, but kind of inconvenient. Once I had everything cut, I was ready to place my vinyl on. This actually cut pretty decently, I will say. It also adhered really well to the Dollar Tree contact paper. My regular vinyl does not want to stick to that contact paper, but the Dollar Tree vinyl works really well with the Dollar Tree contact paper. And it went on really easily. Both the clean and the dirty words went on super easy peasy, no troubles whatsoever. So I will have to give a spoiler that the white vinyl was probably my favorite out of the 3 Dollar Tree vinyls that I purchased, but wait till the end of the video because we're going to talk about if these vinyls are worth it or not. Here's a look at the finished product. I think it turned out super cute, so you know if the dishwasher is clean or dirty. And I do plan on sealing this because it's in the kitchen next to the sink and the dishwasher. I'm a little bit afraid that the vinyl is going to start peeling up on me, but the project turned out absolutely adorable. Now let's tackle this black Dollar Tree vinyl. I use black and white the most when I'm using my vinyl, and I was really excited because the white went so well. I was like, yes, this is going to go great. No grid lines again, and I did notice the black looked a little bit more matte, which I was actually super pumped about, but I didn't like that it was folded on the inside. I'm afraid there's going to be creases later there. This was the image that I was going for, and this is how it turned out. This is what happened when my Cricut machine cut it. So I thought, okay, maybe my blade is just too low. So I moved my blade up and I recut it, and I was noticing it was doing the exact same thing. So I was really, really disappointed. I ended up going with a more simple design, just a plain heart, but it's not what I wanted to do. So I don't recommend this vinyl if you're trying to do intricate patterns, because it was just not cutting those small little details and small lines. I also noticed no matter how hard I pushed, it did have some trouble sticking to this ceramic material. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about purchasing this Dollar Tree vinyl. All in all, this project turned out pretty cute. You'll see here in a minute, but I was really disappointed with the performance of the black vinyl and the fact that I couldn't do the decal that I really wanted. So it looks great in my beauty room, but like I said, it's just not what I wanted, and I don't know if I would use this black vinyl again for intricate details. But again, overall, cute project, and I do like the way it turned out in the end. For our final project in this video, we're going to be using this leftover Christmas sign and that glitter vinyl. I'm going to be giving this entire sign a bunch of coats of this chalk paint. I underestimated how much of this chalk paint it was actually going to take to cover the ornaments and the words merry and bright. I'm only doing one coat on camera here, but off camera, I probably did like 5 or 6 coats in the middle of this, and it's still not perfect, but that's okay, because the whole point of this video is not just to craft, but to really test the Dollar Tree vinyl and see if it's worth it. I was really traumatized from that black Dollar Tree vinyl, so I went with something really simple. I wrote "Sparkle Like a Unicorn" for my daughter's bedroom because I was afraid to do anything too intricate. I did notice automatically there was a big texture difference between the white and the black vinyl and this one. It weeded okay. I did struggle with just one of the letters, but it weeded just fine with this big part, just like the other two colors did, so there wasn't really any worries there. But I did notice it wasn't as sticky as the black or the white vinyl was, so that really worried me if it was going to adhere to my project. It was even having lots of troubles sticking to the Dollar Tree contact paper, but with the previous two colors, it stuck really, really well. I took a long time to get this stuck to that Dollar Tree contact paper, and to be honest, I was getting a little frustrated. I have to say, just up front, that this glitter vinyl from Dollar Tree, my least favorite out of the 3 that I had tried. It was not sticking. It did stick to the project, but like you're going to see here in a second, I had some troubles because it was not sticking to the contact paper. As I was going to lay it down, my letters were kind of going all over the place, especially on that bottom row. And I do not have these issues with my Oracle or Cricut brand vinyl. I really had to wiggle it around, and I had a lot of trouble with that end. And you're also going to see that other end gave me quite a few issues here in a minute. So I don't know that the glitter vinyl is worth it at all, even if you're thinking about picking up some of the plain colors. Like I said, it did adhere pretty well, but since it wasn't sticking to the contact paper, I noticed that the N in unicorn, that first N, had curled up. So I had to go in with my Cricut weeding tool and fix it because it was wonky. So in the end, it did end up working. And here is the final product. It looks really cute in my daughter's room. She loves unicorns, and I thought it was a perfect spot because she's got all of her TV cords back here, and I wanted to hide those cords. Now it is time for some final thoughts. Is the Dollar Tree vinyl worth it? No. In my opinion, it is not. At least not worth it if you have a vinyl cutting machine. The only way I would really recommend this Dollar Tree vinyl is if you're looking for an odd color that you don't typically use. Maybe you find a really pretty blue, or like the glitter like I use and you know you will never use that again or rarely, then it might be worth the $1.25 to run to your local Dollar Tree and pick up a roll. But still, you can find better variety packs on Amazon. I actually bought one a year and a half ago, which I will link down below, and I am still working on it. And if I need an odd color that I typically don't use in my DIYs, I go to that variety pack, and it's lasting me forever. So overall, while I love you, Dollar Tree, I love you so much, I just don't think this vinyl is worth it. It wasn't worth $1, to be honest, and I don't think that it's worth the higher price of $1.25. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it useful or at least entertaining. Don't forget to check out the video and the playlist on the screen. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. Bye.